everyone, and welcome to Sharp Wrist Gaming, and today we're back with another Delta Battle League battle. This is week, whatever the last week of the regular season is. So, fortunately we have already clinched our playoff spot, so next week we will be doing the first week of playoffs, which we will be up against the Irvine Infernapes, which we'll talk about that at the end of the battle, because right now we have our last battle against Tank 4801 and the Minnesota Mightyena, so the other Minnesota team within the league. Last time we were able to pull out a win against them, so at this point it's just a pride battle. But it's not going to be an easy one, because my opponent did bring Volcanion, Weavile, Mega Medicham, Tangrowth, Goodra, and Gligar. And we brought Mega Charizard, Y, Milotic, Sableye, Krookodile, Alolan Raichu, and Azumarill. Krookodile still looking to get to that 22 KOs for the league record. So we brought Choice Scarf this week just to see if we can pull off some Moxie nonsense with that once again. I didn't want to go too crazy with the Krookodile this week. I just went with the standard set because, again, it's not super important that we win this one, but I wouldn't mind getting some KOs off with him. A lot of typical sets, I would say. I finally found the stupid Raichu Z move crystal. I thought it was Raichuium Z, but it's Alola Raichuium Z, which is stupid. But I guess technically only Alolan Raichu can use it, so I guess it makes sense when you think about it. But like when you type in Raichuium Z, it should still show up. That's my own opinion. But anyway, we finally have that. I think I have it on him this week too for the Volcanion, but Weavile is not going to be, or Weavile is going to really hurt our Krookodile and our Alolan Raichu. Tangrowth and Milotic will probably have to go at it. Milotic and Volcanion went at it last time, so I think I put 8 speed investment in Milotic, just in case he tried to speed creep Milotic with Volcanion, because I was outspeeding him last time. So we'll see what he decides to do there. We'll Choice Banded Azumarill. And like I said, Choice Scarf Krookodile, leftover Sableye, and Charizard Y is Mega. So, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember who I lead off with. I think it's Charizard Y, just because we have Air Slash for the Medicham, Flamethrower hits the Weavile, the Tangrowth. We have Roost and no Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse doesn't do enough to Goodra for me to justify using it. So we have Roost and then Ancient Power for the Volcanion. So I'm going to hit that play button, and we'll see how this turns out here. So we do lead with the Charizard, like I mentioned earlier, and the Volcanion is going to lead off. Now, I don't want to stay in, just because I don't want to take a Steam Eruption. Even with the sun up, it's still going to hurt. And I can just bring in my Milotic here and be fine that way. He does go for that Steam Eruption, brings us down to 79%, but with leftovers, we're going to be looking a little bit better. Now, I don't have much to do this Volcanion. I do have Toxic this week, finally, so that should help us out a little bit. He's going to bring in the Medicham, and unfortunately I Toxic him. I would have rather burned Medicham with either Scald or Will-O-Wisp from Sableye, but Toxic should at least help whittle him down a little bit. Now, I'm expecting probably Thunder Punch from the Medicham, but he actually switches out into Volcanion once again, probably expecting me to Scald, trying to just get a free switch in, I don't know. But I go for Recover just to see how much his Thunder Punch is going to be doing. And so now we're back to full. Steam Eruption does miss, but I also miss Toxic, so useless turn on turn 4 for us. I'm going to try and go for another Toxic, and the Medicham will come in once again. I believe I go for another Toxic at least. I do. And, of course, because he's already Toxic, it's not going to affect him, and we're going to see some more Toxic damage on the Medicham, so that's nice for us at least. I am going to switch out the Milotic here, though, for Sableye, because if he tries to high jump kick me, he's going to pass right through because we're a ghost type, and if he thunder punches, we should take it fairly decently. He does go for the high jump kick, so perfect for me. 50% to the Mega Medicham, and that Toxic is also wearing him down. So the Toxic actually turned out to be pretty good for us here. He goes for Ice Punch, does 50%, which isn't my favorite thing that's happened here. But I go for Icy Wind just in case he switched out, just to drop the speed of a Pokemon that wanted to come in there. Unfortunately, no Pokemon did. So Medicham is going to feint a Toxic. That gives Milotic a KO for this match. So, again, we're just counting the KOs like Krookodile doesn't get. So the Volcanion will now come in, and he's going to actually double switch out into the Tangrowth, expecting my Milotic to come in, That's typically what I bring in on Volcanion, just because we resist everything from it, that stab-wise at least. And I do bring in the Milotic, so he was able to call that. So I'm just going to switch right back out into my Sableye, because at this point we don't need Sableye anymore. Mega Medicham was down. That was the only reason that Sableye was here, so we can get rid of it. Giga Drain is going to do quite a bit of damage to my poor little Sableye. And all I can do here really is Will-O-Wisp, I believe, is what I go for. He does switch out into the Goodra, though, so going to be able to take whatever I go for. I actually go for Nightshade, so dropping my opponent's HP by 25%. Or 50%. Wait. It does 50 points of damage. No, 100 points of damage. It should have done 100 points of damage, right? That doesn't seem like that'd be 100 points of damage. Or does it? I don't know. Well, level 100 Pokemon stats confuse me. So, anyway, we've seen Thunderbolts and Recovers going off here. He switches up Thunderbolt for Dragon Pulse, probably expecting Krookodile to come in there. But, again, I really don't need Sableye for anything, so I guess I'm just Recover stalling here. He's going to go for Thunderbolt. I was going to go for a Nightshade there. Just letting Sableye go down. You know, the usual. But anyway, Azumarill is going to be able to come in. I got a free switch into it. I can take a Thunderbolt. I go for Ice Punch here, just in case Tangrowth comes in, but it is going to be the Volcanion coming in instead. So we're Choice Banded into Ice Punch. It's not going to be great for us. We have Ice Punch, Aqua Jet, Waterfall, and Play Rough on this Azumarill, if I recall correctly. Unfortunately, I deleted the team, so I couldn't do a little team preview for you guys. But he actually switches into Tangrowth. I do stay in Ice Punch. I guess I was expecting him to switch. Well, the Volcanion could have had Sludge Wave, so I guess I was just feeling cheeky there. But I do switch here, expecting the Volcanion to come back out, not wanting his Tangrowth to take another Ice Punch, and I bring in my Raichu. He goes for Flamethrower, doesn't quite knock me out. I don't think I go for my Z move here, because I don't remember getting enough. Yeah, I went for Psychic, expecting the Gligar to come in. So that's unfortunate. We do see that he went first, so he's probably Choice Scarfed Volcanion, which is going to be a problem for us. So he just went for all-out speed, since my Milotic was outspeeding last time. I'm going to switch into Charizard here, though, because he was going for Flamethrower, so Charizard can take it. But seeing that Gudra's here, Charizard's going to turn right back around, and we're going to bring out Krookodile. I'm hoping that he goes for Thunderbolt. He does go for Dragon Pulse, though, which is unfortunate. And my Krookodile won't be able to knock out the Gudra here, but I want Krookodile to at least get one KO to offset the fainting. That will probably happen since he's taking so much damage at this point. So I'll bring him Milotic to hopefully take a Dragon Pulse. But he actually switches right into Gligar, which is fine for me because that means I can go for Ice Beams here. He's going to set off a Toxic onto my Milotic, and I set off a Toxic onto his Gligar apparently instead. I was expecting Volcanion. I'm trying to get a Toxic off from the Volcanion just because Raichu's the only one that can do anything to it, and since he's Choice Scarfed, my poor Raichu's taking so much damage that it can't do anything to him anymore. I'm going to actually switch out the Raichu here, and Stealth Rock will come up from the Gligar, so that's just going to be bad for my Charizard. Go for Hidden Power Ice, unfortunately not enough to take out the Gligar, so he's going to go for Toxic on my Raichu now. Toxic should be able to take out the Gligar here, so that's another KO for my Milotic. My Milotic just picking up all these stealthy KOs with Toxics. So now in comes the Weavile. I know that he's probably pursuing, which he does. I was going to say, I thought he knocked off there, but he actually pursued. So Raichu would have went down either way, so I just stayed in Thunderbolted. There's no way I was going to survive, and I couldn't survive coming down Stealth Rocks anyway. So now I bring Krookodile. I'm Choice Scarfed. I was expecting Ice Shard, so I switched into my Milotic. So I'm not entirely sure why I brought Krookodile in to begin with. But he does switch out, so I'm now wondering if he has Ice Shard at this point. But he brings in the Tangrowth. So that was a good switch for him as well. I go for Toxic here. It's nice to get a Toxic on the Tangrowth, but it's also just not a good matchup in general. He's going to go for Giga Drain, and that's going to do a lot of damage to my Milotic. And Toxic and Leftovers is just racking up on me. So I believe I switch into Charizard here. Nope, just stay in and go for Ice Beam. Just trying to chip him down for Charizard. Milotic at this point probably wouldn't be able to do much anyway because it's at such a low health. And Tangrowth will be able to knock out with the Giga Drain. So that was unfortunate. My poor baby Milotic. But it did get 2 KOs this match, so there's that. So now I'm going to bring in the Charizard. I go for Air Slash here because it hits the Tangrowth super effectively and it also hits all the other Pokemon for neutral. We're going to see Goodra come in, which I can't really do much about with my Charizard at least. So I go for that Air Slash. Gonna bring it down to just under 50%, but now because of Stealth Rocks, Charizard's not going to be able to do much else the rest of this match. I mean, we can outspeed the Tangrowth, that's about it. And the Goodra, but the Goodra will be able to do a bunch of damage. So he goes for Sludge Wave, expecting my Azumarill to come in, because he typically was Dragon Pulsing. I go for Aqua Jet, hoping that he switches out, but... Or actually, no, I didn't hope he would switch out. I was assuming he'd stay in, but I'd underspeed him, so... Just getting a little bit of chip with the Aqua Jet is what was happening there. Unfortunately, Sun was up, so it didn't do quite as much as I could have. Now I bring in Crocodile. I'm just hoping that Earthquake will be able to KO the Goodra here, which it does. So Crocodile does at least get one KO, but now with a Choice Scarf, Volcanion, Tangrowth, when we're Choice Scarfed in an Earthquake, and then a Weavile, who possibly still has Ice Shard, probably not going to work out too well for us. So Weavile does come in, goes for Ice Shard, that's going to knock out Crocodile. So unfortunately, getting that 1-1 this week on Crocodile, and then Charizard will come out, take the Stealth Rock damage, bring us down to 1%, and Ice Shard will be able to take us out. So unfortunately we do lose this one, but again, our playoff slot was already sealed, so we were good to go either way. But GG, I'm choking, GG on to Tank4801. Be sure to go check out his channel, link will be in the description below. And we'll see you guys next week for week 1 of the playoffs versus, once again, the Irvine and Ferdapes. I did mention earlier that they've beat us twice, so hopefully we can pull out our first win from them. It's not going to be easy. I think they've only lost once this season. So I've got a few ideas. Let's see if we're able to pull them off, though. I'm typically full of ideas and then no execution, so we'll see what can happen. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you have not liked and subscribed already, be sure to do so. I would love you guys so much for that. I'll give you all a little kiss. That's for you. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Stay sharp, everyone, and go Wild Charge.